Hello, man, what's going on? I'm sorry that this video is so late. I keep getting, like, stuff, and it's just too, whew. I had a problem with school, and I had to take care of it immediately, so I didn't get to record really early in the morning, and I didn't get to record last night because my family kept needing me for favors. Like they always seem to want favors. Oh well. But I'm here now, so let's get started. I immediately ran to the office and gave them the necklace. They told me they would call us in a few days when they had more information. It seemed like forever, but eventually I got called back in. On my way, I saw Kirishima-kun, Uraka-san, and Sue. We all apparently were going the same direction. I don't know why, but we were. When we got to the station, we saw the big three. And a bunch of other pros. Was a meeting going on? There apparently a bunch of people were gonna join us for this meeting. This isn't good. Sir Night eventually said that we should get started, after talking a little bit with Mr. Aizawa. Well, actually, we were the ones talking to Mr. Aizawa. He was talking to Bubble Girl. I think that's her name. Bubble Girl? I think that's her name, but I'm not sure. Sir Night basically explained that all of us had an experience about the situation, and we were all going to get ready to talk about it and share information. I just really hope that we can get YN back safe. If this is one of the steps, we have to take it. We're gonna get you back, YN. Oh, and I wonder what happened with that little girl. His daughter, right? Right now I need to focus on the meeting at hand. Bubble Girl started talking. She was explaining some details, and the hero next to her, I don't know how to pronounce it, I think it's Centipeter, but I'm not too sure, was also explaining some stuff as well. We listened thoroughly. As the meeting continued, more confusing stuff popped up. Me and my fellow students were trying to figure out what's going on. Gran Torino piped up about how he was sorry that something like this happened. Ariel questioned me about how I knew him, as I explained. That's not really important, though, but one of the pro heroes basically stated how there shouldn't be high schoolers here because they won't be able to continue on with the explanation if they have to keep explaining everything to us. Another hero, Fat Gum, the one that Kirishima was interning with, jumped up and was defending Kirishima and Tamaki. Tamaki mumbled that he wanted to go home, and Kiri just looked really confused. Immediately after, he tried doing an introduction, and then passed out candy to Uraraka and Sue. Is now really the time? I looked to the side. Mario put his hand on my shoulder. I looked up and noticed Kirishima was staring at me. I gave him a smile and then looked back at the meeting at hand. Sir Night continued. Kirishima seemed to realize something, I guess. He looked like he had noticed something. When he said that, Tamaki piped up about, well, Fat Gum piped up about the drugs, and then Tamaki piped about losing his quirk for a short amount of time. Mirio got nervous for Tamaki, but apparently he was fine. And a cow hoof was being able to shown from his arms, so I guess he was. After that, Mr. Night-Eye said that Mr. Aizawa had more information. We all looked at Mr. Aizawa as he explained something about his quirk. I kind of wish I had my notebook, but at the same time, it's not really the time for that. After a bit more explanation, apparently, there was a sample that was available based off of Kirishima. He deflected a bullet and it went off of him, rather than hitting him. Kirishima looked like he had really no idea what the heck was happening. I guess it lightened the mood a bit, but at the same time, now was not the time. I have to keep repeating that. It reminds me of the time Lion kept telling all of us that we needed to stop wasting time and actually get to the main point of planning. We'll get you back, Lion. Facum then continued. When we had checked the sample, we discovered something that made me sick to my stomach. It had human blood and cells. Human blood? What? Human... Lion... The girl... They moved on from the point, going back to Saikai. Apparently they took the drug at some point, but still. So they probably didn't make the drug. A little sigh of relief, but at the same time, this still isn't a good situation. It's only a possibility. Suddenly, after a bit more explaining, Tsunade pulled up a picture of the guy that we were after and met that day. Lion was gone. His quirk was... And... he had... Suddenly, memory went back. Please don't go. Please help her. No. No. I looked down. I couldn't bear to look back up. My eyes were wide open. I couldn't hear anything around me. I just looked down. I couldn't. No. As the conversation continued, I couldn't listen. I just couldn't listen. Lion is... the girl is... I could have done something. I felt a hand on my shoulder. I tried to look at who the hand belonged to. Mario. With the same expression, just slightly less horrified. His eyes were wide. He looked sick to his stomach. He looked horrified. And he just looked at me with a slight pity in his eyes. Please, be okay. The guy who's been complaining about kids this whole time mentioned it one more time. I was so angry. I wanted to give him a death glare, but I knew to control myself better. Both me and Mario stood up. We promise you, we'll get Erie and YN back. We won't fail next time. Indeed. Who the heck's YN? Right, to the next part of the case. From one of our intels, from another part of the agencies, one of the other interns, one of the newest ones, they were trying to get inside onto the base. They managed to get one person on the inside. In the process, the person on the inside has lost all memory, but at least we now have a location we can go based off of. We had 2 locations. One with the tracker that we have put, and a second one with a more accurate, precise location of a locket. A locket that is a lot more hidden than the other tracker that was previously placed on her suit without her knowledge. She was taken by them and apparently is being used based off the vocal intel that we managed to receive. She is apparently going to be used to help with the child in a form of way of taking care of her, and possibly be used for her quirk as well. The other information is unknown. So we have to go save a newbie? Unlikely. Her mind might have been wiped due to his quirk. But that just gives us more intel about his quirk, about how he has knowledge of medical history, but besides that, she most likely has already realized there's something going on, or else she wouldn't have got curious about the button. Or a few other details along the line. We don't have much detail past that. I will be sending people to go investigate the both locations and figure out which one is more accurate. Take this information with great consideration. But without further ado, let's go back into what we were here to discuss about. The procedure of what we shall do once we have more information about the location. I stared at Sir Nida with full intensity. We have to do this. We have to get YN back. Meanwhile, with YN. After Erie was done eating, we both got up from the location we were at. Well, we both got up from the place we were seated at. I don't want to go with him. I don't want you to go either, but I don't want to be suspicious right now. Hold on. Think. I went over to... Who is spam texting me? I'm sorry, guys, if you guys can hear that in the background. You guys probably can. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry about that, guys. Anywho, back to the thing. I started heading to the door. Maybe I could convince him to take me with her? But before I could, the guy opened the door. Hey, are you two? Oh, looks like you two are done. Okay, I just got a new update. I need you to come with us. Well, I guess that part's taken care of. Oh. I go and I pick up Erie. And I give him a smile. Yeah, we're going to need the both of you. Come on. Okay. Come on, Erie. She looked at me, a bit worried. I simply did my best to make her more relaxed. It seemed to be working. We continued walking for a while, until we appeared into this room. I see you both are here. Alright. Look, there's something I need to bring up with you. Huh? What's that? He tells me to sit down, so I do. I sit Erie next to me. Currently, right now, we are taking care of a certain form of business. Business? Mm-hmm. It's very, very important. And Erie here likes to help me a lot with my work. I've heard. Erie loves to help me out with my work, and due to that, I sometimes need to ask for her assistance on certain things. Nothing too big, just when I can't reach things per se. I understand. Though, I heard about your quirk, but I'd like to know more about it. Like, full details on your quirk. Oh, well, I don't really... Suddenly, I started explaining in full detail my quirk. I couldn't really remember much about it, but I kept talking and I think I was telling the truth. I couldn't stop myself from talking. I basically explained my entire quirk right then and there. Huh? What just happened? I express after I'm done. Interesting. A fire in your stomach. Acid. Can be used for multiple ways. Is something wrong? Huh? No, of course not. It's just your quirk is very interesting. How come you don't remember my quirk if you adopted me into the family? Oh, that's very simple. You accidentally stumbled into something and some stuff changed, per se. And plus, What are you talking about? Well, you see, I've been experimenting on something. I work in a lab. And you happened to stumble upon something that we were working on. Because of that, it kinda messed with a few things. Like my genetics? Not necessarily. This is probably why a simple bump to the head caused you to lose all your memories. Oh. I was simply checking to make sure that you still remembered your quirk. In basic sense. After the large accident that had happened, and with you bumping your head, I just wanted to make sure. Oh, that makes sense. He's obviously lying, I think in my head. Oh, he's a worse liar than I am. Not that I would remember how to lie. I have an idea for something. Do you mind if I borrow you for a sec? Sure. For your quirk, can you lift that for me? And bring it to, that desk over there? Okay. I easily lifted the item and moved it gently to the location he told me to. Interesting. I would like to talk to you more about your quirk. I thought you were just testing me. I was, but you normally kind of sheltered your quirk. But now that you don't really remember much, it would be nice to get to know your quirk better. Oh. Maybe it's because something bad about the orphanage? Possibly. Okay, then. Erie grabbed my arm and I looked at her. She looked at me with easy fear in her eyes. quickly helped calm her down and held her. Don't worry, Erie. I'm gonna be okay. I promise. Hmm? Oh, nothing. She just looks nervous for me. I guess she doesn't want me to get too tired using my quirk. It's just an assumption, though. After that, I was led into another room. I wonder if this is what they're doing to her. Using her for her quirk, maybe? I need to be extra careful. Back with Izuku. The meeting was already over. I was sitting on a table next to the big three and the rest of my classmates while Mr. Aizawa came up to us. As Mr. Aizawa walked up to us, Sue said, Mr. Hold on, that impression was terrible. Mr. Aizawa, hello, sir. Please call me Eraserhead outside of school. It's just my luck. Right before this case opened up, I was about to put a recommendation out for all of you to get suspended from your work studies. At that, the entire class gasped. When Mr. Aizawa explained about the League of Villains, I couldn't believe what he was saying right now. No. Wyan was still out there. Wyan and Erie still needed help. Wyan still needs me. I can't leave the agency. I can't not go. I need to go to save her. How can I call myself a hero if I can't even save my own sister? If I can't even save one girl and one family member, how can I be a hero? But Mr. Aizawa says something that snaps me out of my thoughts. Here's the deal. Midoriya. I still can't fully trust you, but unfortunately, I feel like if I stop you now, you'll do something reckless. Horribly reckless. An attempt to take things into your own hands. I've been watching Bakugo Katsuki, seeing his actions as well. He has one of those necklaces too that they talked about in the meeting, right? He knows the location as well. He's been on edge. The both of you might do something reckless if the both of you might do something reckless if I can't say this line. The both of you might end up doing something reckless if I don't let at least one of you go. Mr. Aizawa then kneeled down and continued. So, I'll watch you. If you're gonna see this through, you gotta do it the right way. And use your head. You hear me, problem child? He turned his hand into a fist and bumped it on my chest. Right on my heart. I held back the tears and nodded. The big three seemed to be cheering each other up as well. I guess they were pretty worried the fact that Mirio hasn't been smiling. He seemed like the kind of guy who would always be smiling, no matter what. Mr. Aizawa then continued again. I'll only say this once, in case it gives you a little peace of mind. Just because you didn't hold on to her this time, or catch your sibling this time, doesn't mean you didn't give up hope on either of them. Oops, I read that wrong, actually. Sorry. Doesn't mean you didn't give hope to the girl, and eventually give hope to your sibling as well, once she realizes. So keep looking forward. He started to get up. I clenched my fist. I jumped up. Right. Mr. Aizawa? After that, everyone started to gush. After a while, Mario said, "Hey, Midoriya, next time we'll definitely save them." I looked at Mario. Right. No matter what, we're gonna get you back. We're gonna save you too, Eri. After that, a few days have passed after we had learned everything. All the details. The people at the agencies were the people from our agencies, mine mostly, and Wyans as well. We're trying to pinpoint exact routes and the insides of Chisaki's location. Based off my locket, it took a lot less time than it was supposed to, but they still needed some intel on the inside. The tracker that they had placed on her turned out to have fallen off and landed in a not-so-great location. So the locket really did help. They had a location. They're just mapping it out right now. Until the place was completely mapped out, everyone was put on standby. Everyone meaning me and Mario as well. Whoops! And the rest of us from my class. We were sworn into secrecy. We couldn't say anything about our work studies. Kachan tried to get updates, but like I told him many times, we can't tell. Kachan spent a few nights in my room. Both of us finding it hard that Wyan wasn't here. Every time he would stay over in my room, it'd be because he was fishing for details. And when he didn't get any, he would refuse to leave until the next day. Well, we had to go so we can go to class. I wish I had more to tell him in the first place. But based on what I know, I don't think it would be a good idea. After the meeting, while we were in class, a lot of us just got really spaced. Thinking and thoughts started to come a lot more than usual. For some people, they might say that's not much of a surprise for me. But still. I remember Mr. Aizawa said we didn't have to participate if we didn't want to. The whole class piped that they wanted to. Well, the ones that were interning. I'm glad that they want to help so bad. So far, it's been nice knowing I have some people that know what the situation is. It's still hard. Time passed and I went to go eat lunch with Ida and Todoroki-kun. I guess I was a little bit more spacey again. Wasn't really listening to what they were saying. We can't bring up our work studies. And after everything that's went down, All Might telling me that a couple of days ago, that's right, a couple of days ago, around the time right before wine was taken, All Might told me about the possibility of him dying. No. Sir Knight, I saw it in a prophecy. At the time, I couldn't really think straight. Still. Now all I seem to be able to do is think. I don't even mumble anymore. My mind felt so scattered. I can't talk to anybody. I mean, I guess I could talk to Kirishima, but we're not allowed to talk about it unless it's in super secret. And with Kachan always being around, I can't really do that. My brain's overloaded. I can't even see straight. Please, don't go. Help her. The words ring in my head. All might go. My sister is missing, and that girl is being horribly hurt. And I couldn't see anymore at this point. You're not gonna eat? What? Oh, of course I am. Look, I'm gonna eat right now. Todoroki couldn't snap me out of my thoughts. I started to eat when Ida asked me if I was doing okay. And then Todoroki-kun piped with a, "You've been acting edgy and depressed ever since you started your work study." Oh, have I really? I stopped at that. I couldn't help but have the thoughts run back. Suddenly I saw a swift hand in front of, well, next to me. If you ever need to talk, just let me know. Yeah. We're friends, right? And that's what you said to me, remember? Back when we were heading out to our internships? The memory came back. Before Ito went off into his internship, I asked him to talk to me and Uraraka because we were friends. I was acting like a fool then. I couldn't hold it in anymore. I've been holding in tears for days. I normally break down at night when Kachan comes over, and even when he doesn't. He's been coming over more frequently since I've been breaking down. Right then and there, I guess I did it again. I guess Ida kind of freaked out. Oh dear! Midoriya. I also heard Todoroki-kun. Sorry. It's okay. It's nothing. I can't tell you what's going on. Not yet, but thank you, Ida. I shoved the rest of my food in my mouth and started chewing. Regret, sorrow, fear. All of these feelings I've been trying to bury began to overflow a little. Heroes aren't supposed to cry, I say, wiping a tear. I don't know. I figured heroes cry when they need to, don't they? Todoroki-kun said. Here, do you want half of my soba? And I've got extra beef stew. Oh, thanks, you guys. Green onions? Yeah, sure. Wasabi? Yeah. As the days progressed, the more worried I became. Why is it taking so long to map out all the locations? They said that they had other possible locations that could have been transferred. Since, I don't know. They had a for sure one where Wyan was at, but that wasn't a for sure that Eri was going to be there too. They were checking all the locations just in case. And they also needed to check which one had the most supply. Hurry. Come on, map it out. Get back to us. Dang it. Patience. I need to be patient. Eventually, it was the middle of the night on one of the days. Kajun was asleep, head leaning on my bed. I couldn't sleep. Suddenly my phone lit up. I went to grab my phone. I felt a hand on my foot. Kachan. Bring her back. Be careful, alright? I nodded and left the area. I went to the main room. Kirishima-kun, Uraka-san, Sue. It's time. We'll get to you. We'll save you. Eri, Wayan. I promise. Meanwhile, with Wayan. It was currently nighttime. They did some blood tests and other things, like x-rays. For some reason, it felt like a trip to the hospital. It felt so familiar to me. A trip to the hospital. Examinations on my quirk. Like as if I've been through this all before. I was currently in Eri's room. I helped her fall asleep. She was crying. For a while. She was scared they'd done something to me. It was a little hard to calm her down. I did pretty well. There wasn't even marks on her face. But still. She was asleep in my arms right now. As I covered her up. She was really cold. She seemed used to it, though. Like as if she was used to always feeling cold. This isn't right for a child. It's not right for a child to feel this way. I wonder what tomorrow will bring. I looked at the locket. I had got curious. It's been a couple days then since I've been here. Every day they take Eri, take me. They run some tests and take blood samples a lot. And then I'm forced to help out with chores. They always explain it in a sweet way, sugarcoating everything for me. And always seem to have an excuse, more terrible than the last, for why everything is happening, why I'm here, what's going on. I think they can tell that I'm getting suspicious. They said they had a special project for me for the following day. One to help put my mind at ease, they said. I wonder what they're going to do. I started to pet Eri's head a bit. No matter what they do to me, you'll be okay. Alright? It's gonna be okay. I've got you. Since I've been here, it doesn't seem like they've hurt her yet. But it seems like they're getting ready to. Or to do something similar. Just yesterday, a man came in with a toy. She didn't even look that excited to receive it. Rather, she looked terrified of the man. It took a while, but the man left. I unboxed the toy and tried to get her to play. It took a while, but she actually accepted. We played for a while. She seemed slightly intrigued, but still far and distant. The entire time that I've been here, the entire time that I've seen her, not one time has she smiled. "Hey, Erie," I said while we were playing that one time. "How come you never smile?" "Huh? I don't remember how." She tried it. It didn't work. "I'm sorry." "That's okay. Don't worry. You'll be able to smile in no time. I promise." It hurt so bad to know that she didn't know how to smile. "I'm so sorry, Erie. I promise I'll get you out of here. The moment I see the opportunity, I'm getting the both of us out of here. I promise you." That night I held her harder. I never wanted to let her go. If I did, what if someone hurt her? She was starting to feel like my actual sister in a way. I feel like I remember this feeling. Being protective. Worried. Like as if I would be willing to sacrifice my life just to make sure that they get to live another day. I guess that's why I've been so open to giving my blood out. What is this feeling? I should get some sleep. I don't know why, but I have a feeling tomorrow's going to be a bigger day than usual. Maybe I'll find an opportunity to get you out of here. Once I find out what they're going to do to me first. You're going to be okay, Yuri. I closed my eyes and slowly but surely fell asleep. The next morning, back with Izuku, we went into the office. There they explained that Sir Nida had used his foresight after all to find out exactly the route to get to Erie. Exactly what was going to happen. Let's do this. Uraraka made a signal towards me and gave me a nod with a determined look. I did the same to her. Suddenly I heard Mirio next to me. "We got this, Midoriya." He leaned very far back and then forward, swinging his arms like crazy. I can't tell if he's okay or not. What are with those moves? Oops, sorry. He was chanting like crazy. But this is good. It seems like he's back to normal. After a little while of talking, we went into our hero costumes. It was time to begin. We all met up next to the place. There were the police, a bunch of heroes. The heroes seemed pretty calm, but us interns were pretty nervous, except for the big three. I'm guessing they're used to stuff like this. Semi, at least. Everything was getting ready. Just hold on, Lion. Hold on, Erie. We're on our way. Do you hear that? I do. Suddenly the door opened. Come along. Oh? No questions asked, just come along. I went with them, holding Erie in my hands. Is everything alright? We got some unexpected company and we need to move a bit. Unexpected company? This might be a shot. Oh, okay. I'm gonna get you out, Erie. It's gonna be okay. We kept walking. I thought we were gonna meet up with, Overhaul, but it didn't really work out that way. In fact, we didn't meet up with Overhaul at all. We were meeting up with a bunch of his workers as they were communicating among themselves, going into different stations, and leaving in sections, while we were directed to wait in a certain location. We were told to wait. For what? I'm not sure. I held on to Erie, trying not to show how nervous I was. Erie seemed to be freaking out a little bit. I used my quirk to calm her down. She even fell asleep a little bit, nodding off a bit. Back with Izuku. We were about to head in when this gigantic muscular man appeared through the doorway. It broke through the front door and went through. I quickly ran to go catch a guard that went flying. I asked them if they were okay, and when they said yes, I went back to the situation at hand.
What are you all doing here? It's too early for visitors.
Oh man, are you kidding me? How do they already know we're here? It was already time to fight. Suddenly, the one Uraka-san and Sue were interning for turned into her dragon self and caught the villain. She told us that her agency was going to take care of it, and the rest of us should go, so we don't waste more time. As we were quickly running inside, more villain type people came out, not listening about the warrants and everything. People around us were fighting off the villains that were appearing as we were rushing into the place. I hope everyone's gonna be okay, but right now, my main priority is the two girls, my sister and Yuri. But remember what Mr. Aizawa said. I have to use my head. Think logically. We kept plunging forward. We made it to the area that Sir Night was directing us to. Bubble Girl and Centipede, I think his name was? Centipeder, I think? Got caught by three villains, and they ended up having to fight them. We plunged forward. There was a wall in the way. Muriel went to go check it out. And apparently it was just being blocked by the wall. So it seems like they're just distracting us, so we're on the right path. Good. Lion, I'm coming. Me and Kirishima-kun broke down the wall. There we saw a person, I guess, inject himself.
I didn't actually see that, but in my view they did. Sorry. I misread it, and I'm not changing it, because reasons.
And the wall started to move. Like, really bad. It's quirk. No one was able to stand. We were all shifting around. As the walls began to move more, you could tell people were trying to figure out what was going on. Someone was using a quirk enhancer, and they were making the walls move. Tamaki seemed to be freaking out. They could be anywhere at this point. With Lion. Eventually, Overhaul met back up with us. Overhaul. Come on. We gotta get you guys somewhere safe. Some bad people are outside right now, and they're coming for a bad reason. Bad people? Maybe they're enemies? This is considered a gang, right? Maybe their enemies are outside. Like mafia? Alright. We started walking. Don't worry, you guys are gonna be fine. I'll make sure you guys are gonna be safe and with me. With you. Thank you. I don't trust him one bit, but right now I have to for Erie. I don't know what's in the building. It could be good, bad, or absolutely horrifying. I'll just go along for now. I'll figure out the rest later. By the way, guys, this is going to be a lot of clipping back and forth. I'm doing 2 chapters at once, so this video is going to be really long because I feel like I owe it to you guys. So, anyways, let's continue. Lemillion, or Mario, ran forward after reassuring Tamaki, saying about how speed is key. He ran forward without us. After that, we all fell through a wall. We had to leave Tamaki to fight 3 villains by himself so we can continue. I feel bad, but right now, they're taking Wyan farther and farther away with Erie. And Mario's gonna be the only one there. He's going to need backup. It's time to go. No more playing around. We kept going. As we kept going, it seemed like they were trying to take out Miss Eraserhead. But instead, Fatgum and Kirishima got taken by it. I guess me and Kirishima won't be taking down the walls anymore. Just me. We just kept going. Suddenly, a large amount of rock charged towards us. Everyone. It seemed like we were about to get crushed. I won't let it end here. I threw a kick, and I broke through the rock. Immediately, the rock went backwards. What's gonna happen? I'm wasting time. How far away could Wyan be now? It felt like hours. Right. Think correctly. Use your head. Don't get emotional. Think. With Wyan. We've been walking for a really long time now. We haven't seen a single person yet. We just keep walking forward. As soon as it went back, though, walls trapped us in different locations. Oh no. I was stuck with Mr. Aizawa. I hope everything's okay. I break through a wall after a bit of getting together. And there we see, I think his name was Lockpick or Lock. I'm not too sure. I'm just gonna go with Lock because I think that's what the correct name was. I'm not too sure. I'm just gonna call him Lock. We found lock. Hey, are you okay? He seemed nicer than usual. When all of a sudden, when we got closer, we noticed there was another lock on the floor. He was bleeding. There were 2 locks in the room. Suddenly, the lock that came to talk to me charged a knife at me. Mr. Aizawa used his quirk on them, and suddenly, Himiko Toga? You remembered me! She started to say outrageous things. And she wasn't wearing any clothes. I was freaking out for many reasons at the moment, but none of them were really my concern. Mr. Aizawa threw an attack at her and pulled her back. She ended up stabbing him and getting away. I went to go grab the knife as Mr. Aizawa told me to. The League of Villains are here. What are you guys up to? We were trying to treat the wounds of Lock when suddenly the walls got even worse. We were falling, I think. Suddenly, it was able to be stable again. But lots of stuff was moving all around us. I tried listening for the voice, but there was just too much of an echo. When suddenly I heard a more violent scream. It was him. I was able to see where he was, and I went in for a hit. I broke away the rock, and his body was exposed. Eraserhead used his quirk. After that, he fell. He fell off of the rock he was in. The League seemed to have betrayed him, not bothering to catch him or take him to safe ground. I was told to catch him, and I did. Now we're on stable ground. Mirio, Eri, Wayan, all of you, please be safe. With Wayan. Huh? We heard a voice behind us. I was holding Eri to my chest. I was walking with Overhaul and another one of his henchmen. At least I think it's a henchman. Something about this boy seemed familiar. More familiar than usual. Like if I'd seen him recently. Green, blonde. Was he that boy from when I first lost memory? All of us turned around to look at him. Huh? He seemed to want Eri. And me? I'm here for them both. I'm taking them back with us. I see, so now that you know the situation, you want to play, huh, schoolboy? He is the boy from when I first lost memory. I mumble a little out loud. You recognize him? Yeah, wasn't he the guy from before? I didn't know he was a bad guy. Unfortunately, we find them in the weirdest of places, don't we? We need to get going. We can't let them take Eri. Eri. I'm about to start talking scary, he mumbled towards me. He started threatening him. threatening. By the way, earlier, when they asked me to start the day today and head over, I decided to change into that weird outfit I came in. It looked more like a suit, to be honest. I was wearing it now. It had so many gadgets on it. Maybe it could protect Erie?
Come on, let's keep walking.
Okay.
No! Don't let him take her. Don't let him take you. Don't listen to him. Like I said, he's the bad guy, remember?
I don't know who to trust at this point.
Say, why are you wearing that? Like I said.
Oh, I'm not sure. I figured since I came in it, maybe if I wore it again, it would jog more memories?
How did you get it back?
Oh, I saw it sitting on a table, and I figured it would be no problem if I took it.
We'll talk about that later. Let's just keep going now, right?
Okay.
No, come back. Why am I feeling so weird?
Huh?
I tried looking back, but I was ushered forward. Come on. He looked at me really creepily. We don't have all day.
Okay.
I don't trust anyone right now. All I can trust is me and Erie and getting the both of us out of here. Oh, and if you guys are curious where the heck Jewel is during all of this, let's just say she found a back door, and she'll be arriving very soon to help Muriel.
I heard voices behind us. I'm guessing reinforcements came. Right now, my priority is to protect Erie at all cost. No one will hurt you. He was a good guy,
I heard her mumble.
I think. Don't worry, Erie. I'm only playing along for now.
I had to mumble so quiet.
Nothing, I'm just reassuring her that we're gonna be okay. Right, Erie?
We're almost there. Come on.
Alright.
Not even 5 minutes later of walking, large noises could be heard behind us. When we turn around, where did the hero go? Behind us. Well, in front of us? Did he get a cut on overhaul? Suddenly the henchman was kicked away, and I was caught in arms. His arms, to be exact, while I was holding Erie. What?
Please don't do this! Go back! You'll get hurt!
Erie was freaking out. Erie, hey, it's okay. Who are you? I'm here to help.
I will be your guys' heroes. I will save both of you. I'm never letting you both go again. I looked back. Overhaul seemed to be collecting himself. Let me go. Did you not? I can take care of Eerie. I'll protect her. You should fight. He started talking Overhaul. How dare he? He started saying horrible stuff about Eerie. To Eerie. I used my quirk without thinking. I threw him onto the ground, pushing him into the ground harder. How dare you? He looked at me. He couldn't touch my quirk, since it wasn't touchable. He was on the ground. How dare you? You trash talk everybody else. We don't know them. But you trash talk Eerie? I was mad. Lion. Hey, it's okay. I calmed down, still holding on my quirk, pushing him into the ground as hard as I possibly could. He destroyed the ground below him and got out of my quirk. I created a perfect shield. It was so thick and compacted together. It was like a force field. No one will hurt you. You're going to be free, Eerie. Today, you will be free. Instantly, he destroyed the entirety of the ground. I moved us up in our perfect spear. We went up. Sharp, pointy things started to appear all around the room. I moved us back, as far back as I could, as quickly as I could, and got us into a safe position. I won't let anything hurt you. Never again. I will protect you, Eerie. And that's where I'm ending it off here today. Hey guys, I'm sorry this episode came out so late. I kept getting, people asking me stuff, people texting me and other errands I had to take care of. So I'm sorry this video came out so late and that it's coming out, really late at night. Or early in the morning, depending on when my video decides to stop being made. So without further ado, I'm just gonna go ahead and end this video because it's already really long. I hope you guys enjoyed. I made this video purposely a little bit longer than usual because I felt like I kind of owed it to you guys because of how bad my posting has been recently. I promise I'm gonna try to get my posting back up to a regular schedule. I've just been pretty busy with stuff. But for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and end the video and get started on something else. Hope you guys liked this first episode in the new year. Technically not my first video, considering I streamed. But hope you guys liked the introduction to the new year anyway. Hopefully this year will be a lot better than the previous year, based off, the events that had taken place. But let's just hope for the best. Alright, well, stay safe, stay clean, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, Mono Mangoes! Remember, stay safe, please.